My name is Elijah Simmons. I am the co-warden for the Rehabilitation Institute of Pennsylvania. Here at RIP, first off, that's rude of me. Let me, for one, thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain why my prison system is so effective in getting the less amount of people to recidivate. In this prison at RIP, we are a strictly juvenile facility. Although we are co-ed, we allow both males and females to be at our campus. They will be in different dorms though. We are a minimum to medium security prison. Our campus style, we believe that schooling is important, education is important, and is a goal that our prisoners must adhere by. Education is the key to many opportunities, and is one key to prevent inmates when they get back out into the real world from recidivating. We focus, as you can tell by our name, on rehabilitation type methods, such as group therapy, for example. Any type of method that doesn't require punishment is what we focus on. And we only do punishment rarely and only when necessary. The reason why this method came about is for one simple reason. If you, for example, are yelling at someone, treating them like an animal and not like a human being, they're going to act like an animal and they're not going to give you no respect. So by giving respect and showing it, you will receive it. That's true here and in life as well. Now, let's say someone would act up. We provide a boot camp type option. So we will bring in another officer who has background in, say, the Army or in disciplinary practices, and we will have them take care of the inmate for at least 2 weeks. Could be more depending on how the inmate moves through the system. If the inmate does not move through the process or the system well, then we will have no choice but to ship them to another prison. There are also options for community service. Community service is a big thing, and the big thing to me, indeed, is in the bottom of my heart. Helping the community is one thing that these inmates can do. They have once terrorized the community. No matter what crime they did, it affected the way their community sees them or sees others their age or their ethnicity. So by doing great things in the area, they would say, oh, they're not all bad, and they're ready to change their life. The inmates in this prison have what we would call a self-government. Us as staff members are only here as a support. The inmates will govern themselves. It's not like a terrorist thing. The inmates who possess the leadership ability and they possess skills at the other inmate's life, we treat it as a democracy. They vote for their leaders, they vote for who they want to represent them in this system. And those leaders will then provide us with information regarding what programs we should have in the prison, regarding what type of classes we should have, to make their time here wonderful and less painful. Now, we rarely have riots. I see it, but 1 in 100. Sometimes, say a month, we will have a riot, but it rarely happens. But if it does happen, we separate both parties. We separate from each other. We put the whole campus on lockdown until we get everything settled and out of order. If there is an assault, it's the same thing for a riot. We would separate them and we have the whole campus on lockdown until there is a solution. Now, with contraband, if you're caught the first time with contraband, and contraband, for example, what we would say is illegal prescription drugs. Either illegal drugs such as marijuana or cocaine, cigarettes, alcohol, anything that can affect your mental capacity is contraband. Anything that's declared a weapon is contraband. Anything that could disrupt the order of the prison is contraband. If you are caught with it, your first offense will be a warning. And that will be your only warning. The second time you're caught will be a loss of privilege, where there will be a nice job you have, a nice high-paying job, in fact, or free time, TV time, time on the weight room, time for your free time, anything you want to do. All that will go away. Now, I will address the house rules. Rule number 1, you address staff appropriately. Now, although we're here as a support, you address us how you would address any professional. Officer this, Mr. that, Mrs. that, and so forth and so on. Fighting is prohibited. There's no form of fighting allowed in this prison. Sexual conduct of any kind is prohibited. 4, the possession of alcohol, tobacco, or any other drug is prohibited and could result in additional charges, what I mentioned before. Number 5, assault on staff is prohibited and may result in additional charges. Inmates will not use threatening or abusive language or gestures of any kind. Well, that includes cursing, any type of racial, ethnic slang, or any type of urban slang, or any type of gang gestures are not allowed in this prison. 7, beds are to be made every morning. So when you wake up, before you leave your cell, make your bed. Number 8, inmates are not to go to any location outside of housing unit without supervision. Therefore saying, if it is not free time, you are not allowed to leave your housing unit unless you have a pass or you're with a guard that walks with you. Number 9, inmates are required to attend school every day unless medical or other pre-authorized situations arise. Other situations would include, say, a death in the family. We would then send them home, attend the funeral. If there was a wedding, we allowed them to go home, attend the wedding, and they would come right back with us. Well, like I said, regarding school, education is a must. And we would like to see our inmates get at least a high school education, with college a possibility. And number 10, any gang-related activity will have immediate consequences. Now, I know I mentioned all of these rules, and you're like, all of these rules here? I'm shocked there hadn't really been a riot at all in this prison. Because in this prison, we offer a reward system for those that are doing good. We recognize those that are doing good. We don't say, oh, you're doing good, and we're going to treat you like everyone else. If you're doing good, guess what? The reward that you can get for good time is TV and radio in your room, extra time in the TV and radio room. You get more visiting, more phone privileges, and more recreation time, or free time on anything that you would like to do. And in terms of punishments, loss of good time, loss of visitation, phone privileges, loss of recreational time, write-ups, and possible segregation time. Now, I know this seems like there's a lot of punishment here, but it is a prison. Although I do believe that rehabilitation is the best method, we will treat this like a prison, but we will treat them not as prisoners, but as inmates, and as, better yet, humans that are just here as a shortstop and will make a better direction in improving their lives. Thank you. I'd like to thank you for listening to me about our Rehabilitation Institute of Pennsylvania, RIP, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you, and I'm out.